Good morning. Today we will discuss regarding fundamentals of measurement. First, we will see what is significance of mechanical measurements. So the measurement of a given quantity is essentially an act or result of comparison between the quantity whose magnitude is unknown, that is called a measurand, with a similar quantity whose magnitude is known, that is a standard. So you can see in this diagram, so there is a measurand, that is input, it is a unknown quantity. Then at the top you can see there is a standard means it is a known quantity. And in the block you will see, you can see the process of comparison means it is a measurement process. And as a result of comparison between the measurand and the standard, you will get the result in a numerical value. So this process, it is known as measurement process. Since the two quantities, the amount of which is unknown and another quantity whose amount is known are compared, the result is expressed in terms of a numerical value. All mechanical quantities are not measured by mechanical means. The measurement of mechanical quantities in modern technology involves the use of electrical and electronic technique. Now, the basic requirements of measurements are, so first is the standard used for comparison purpose must be accurately defined and should be commonly acceptable. Then second, the standard must be of the same character as the measurand and is prescribed by legal agency like Indian Bureau of Standards, that is IBS, or the International Organization of Standard, that is ISO. And third is the apparatus used and the method adopted for the purpose of comparison must be provable. The measurement is a vast field which involves detection, acquisition, control, and analysis of data. It also involves the measurement of physical, electrical, mechanical, optical, and chemical quantities. It plays a very significant role in every branch of scientific research and engineering processes, which include control systems, instrumentation, and data reduction. There are two major functions of all branches of engineering. So, first is design of equipment and processes, and second, proper operation, control, and maintenance of processes. Both these functions require measurements. For design of equipment and processes, measurements are required, and also for proper operation, control, and maintenance of industrial processes require feedback of information. So this information can only be provided through measurements. A product can be designed or a process be operated with maximum efficiency, minimum cost, and with desired degree of maintainability and reliability is possible through measurements. So this is the significance of mechanical measurements. Now we will see the various methods of measurement. The methods of measurement may be broadly classified into two categories. First is direct method. So in this method, so first of all we will see the direct method. In this method, the unknown quantity, that is called a measurand, is directly compared against a standard. The result is expressed in a numerical number and a unit. But it is not possible to make very accurate measurements due to human factors. Then indirect methods. Measurements by direct methods are not always possible feasible and practicable, and it is not accurate. Hence, direct methods are not preferred and are less commonly used. In indirect measurement system, it involves a transducing element which converts the quantity to be measured into an analogous signal. The analogous signal is then processed by some intermediate means and is then fed to the end devices which present the result of measurement. So this is a difference between direct method and indirect method. Now instruments and measurement system. So before that we will see what is primary, secondary and tertiary measurements. Now based upon whether direct or indirect methods are used, measurements may be classified as: first, primary measurement. A primary measurement is one that can be made by direct observation without involving any conversion of the measured quantity into length. For example, measuring the length of the rod. Second is secondary instruments. A secondary instruments involves only one translation, that is conversion, to be done on a quantity under measurement to convert it into a change of length. For example, pressure of a gas. Now in a pressure gauge, the primary signal, that is pressure, is transmitted to a translator, and the secondary signal, that is length, is transmitted to observer's eye. So that is an example of secondary measurements. And tertiary measurements, a tertiary measurement involves two translations. For example, measurement of temperature by thermocouple. A primary signal, that is temperature, is transmitted to a translator which generates voltage, which is a function of temperature. Then the second translation is then voltage into length, that is voltmeter. The tertiary signal, that is change in length, is transmitted to the observer's brain. So this is regarding the primary, secondary and tertiary measurements. Now instruments and measurement systems. Measurement involve the use of instruments as a physical means of determining quantities or variables. The essential elements of the instrument are: first is the detector, second is an intermediate transfer device, and third is an indicator, recorder or storage device. So the development So the measurement involves the use of instruments as a physical means of determining quantities or variables. So the development of instruments encompasses three phases. So first is mechanical instruments, second is electrical instruments, and third is electronic instruments. So first we will see the first instrument, that is mechanical instruments. So these instruments are very reliable for static and stable conditions. The disadvantage is that they are unable to respond rapidly to measurements of dynamic and transient conditions. Another disadvantage is having a potential source of noise and cause noise pollution. So that is regarding the mechanical instruments. Now electrical instruments. So these are more rapid than mechanical methods, but electrical system normally depends upon a mechanical meter movement as indicating device. This mechanical movement has some inertia and therefore these instruments have a limited time response. These are too slow for present day requirements of fast measurements. And third type of instrument is electronic instruments. So these days most of the scientific and industrial measurements require very fast responses. The mechanical and electrical instruments and systems cannot cope up with these requirements. The necessity to step up response time and also the detection of dynamic changes in certain parameters which require monitoring time in milliseconds and microseconds have led to design electronic instruments. These instruments require use of semiconductor devices. Since in electronic devices, the only movement involved is that of electrons, the response time is extremely small due to small inertia of electrons. Another advantage of using electronic devices is that very weak signals can be detected by using pre-amplifiers and amplifiers. Another advantage of electronic instruments is the ability to obtain indication at a remote location, which helps in monitoring inaccessible or hazardous locations. The most important use of electronic instruments is their usage in measurement of non-electrical quantities. So the non-electrical quantity is converted into electrical form through the use of transducers. Electronic instruments find extensive use in detection of electromagnetically produced signals such as radio, video, and microwave. So electronic instruments are light, compact, have a high degree of reliability, and their power consumption is very low. So these are the advantages of electronic instruments over electrical and mechanical instruments. Now we'll move on the next point, that is classification of instruments. The instruments used for measuring the physical and electrical quantities is known as measuring instrument. The term measurement means the comparison between the two quantities of the same unit. The magnitude of one of the quantity is unknown and it is compared with the predefined value. The result of comparison obtained regarding numerical value. So this is a complete classification of instruments. So it is classified as, so first are the main categories of the instrument, that is mechanical instrument, electrical instrument, and electronic instruments. Then electrical instruments that are classified as absolute instruments and secondary instruments. Then secondary instruments that can be subclassified as analog and digital instruments. Analog instruments are subclassified as deflecting instruments and null deflection. And last one, that is deflecting instruments, that are subclassified as indicating instruments, integrating instruments, and recording instrument. So this is a complete classification of instruments. Now we will see the measuring instrument categorized into three types, that is electrical, electronic, and mechanical. So the mechanical instrument uses for measuring the physical quantities. This instrument is suitable for measuring the static and stable condition because the instrument is unable to give the response to the dynamic condition. The electronic instrument has quick response time. The instrument provides the quick response as compared to the electrical and mechanical instruments. Now the electrical instruments. So the electrical instruments is used for measuring electrical quantities like current, voltage, power, etc. The ammeter, voltmeter, wattmeter are the examples of electrical measuring instrument. The ammeter measures the current in amperes, voltmeter measures voltage, and wattmeter are used for measuring the power. The classification of the electrical instruments depend on the method of representing the output reading. Now, electrical instruments are subclassified as absolute instruments and secondary instruments. The absolute instruments give the magnitude of the quantity under measurement in terms of physical constants of the instruments. The physical constant means the angle of deflection, degree, and meter constant. So the mathematical calculation requires for knowing the value of physical constant. So the example of this class of instruments are tangent galvanometer and Rayleigh's current balance. Then secondary instruments. In the secondary instruments, the deflection or the secondary instruments are so constructed that the quantity being measured can only be measured by observing the output indicated by the instruments. So these instruments are calibrated by comparison with an absolute instrument or another secondary instrument which has already been calibrated against an absolute instrument. So the output of this type of device is directly obtained and no mathematical calculation requires for knowing their value. So in the secondary instruments, the deflection shows the magnitude of the measurable quantities. Now, so you can see the chart. First categories or the first classification is mechanical, electrical, electronic. Then electrical instruments that are categorized as absolute and secondary instruments. Then secondary instruments that is subclassified as analog instruments and digital. Now the secondary instruments that are classified as analog and digital. So first of all, we will see the digital. So digital instrument gives the output in a numeric form. So the signals which vary in discrete steps and thus take up only different finite values in a given range are called digital signals. The instrument is more accurate as compared to the analog instrument because no human error occurs in the reading. So that is the advantage of digital instrument. So example of digital instrument is digital voltmeter. So the device that produce such signals are called digital devices. An example is digital voltmeter. So there is no human error occurs in the reading. Then analog instruments. So the signal that vary in continuous fashion and take on an infinite number of values in any given range are called analog signals. The instruments whose output varies continuously is known as the analog instrument. The analog instrument has a pointer which shows the magnitude of the measurable quantities. So example is ammeter, voltmeter and wattmeter. So it has a pointer. So that is called the analog instruments. Now analog instruments are classified into two types. So first is null type instrument. In this instrument, the zero or null deflection indicates the magnitude of the measured quantity. The instrument has high accuracy and sensitivity. In null deflection instrument, the one known and one unknown quantity is used. When the value of the known and unknown measuring quantities are equal, the pointer shows the zero or null deflection. The null deflection instrument is used in a potentiometer and in galvanometer for obtaining the null point. Then deflection type instrument. The instrument in which the value of measuring quantity is determined through the deflection of the pointer is known as the deflection type instrument. The measuring quantity deflects the pointer of the moving system of the instrument which is fixed on the calibrated scale. Thus, the magnitude of the measured quantity is known. Now, the deflection type instruments are further subclassified into three types. So, first is indicating instruments. The instrument which indicates the magnitude of the measured quantity is known as the indicating instruments. The indicating instrument has the dial which moves on graduated dial. The voltmeter, ammeter, power factor meter are the examples of indicating instruments. Then integrating instruments, the instrument which measures the total energy supplied at a particular interval of time is known as the integrating instrument. The total energy measured by the instrument is a product of time and the measures electrical quantities. The energy meter, watt hour meter, and the energy meter are the examples of integrating instruments. And the last one, that is a recording instrument. The instrument records the circuit condition at a particular interval or at a particular interval of time is known as the recording instrument. The moving system of the recording instrument carries a pen which lightly touches on a paper sheet. The movement of the coil is traced on a paper sheet. The curve drawn on the paper shows the variation in the measurement of the electrical quantities. Now, the response time of the electronic instrument is very high as compared to electrical and mechanical devices. So, this is regarding the fundamentals of measurement. Thank you.